Now to PNG, where leaders of the Autonomous Region of Bougainville have met with PNG lawmakers in Port Moresby for talks to map a pathway towards independence. After years of stagnation, there does appear to have been a breakthrough that could re-energise a process that's moved very little since a referendum on the issue in 2019. After years of talks, both sides have now agreed to allow a UN moderator to intervene and fast-track the management of contentious issues that have stalled the post-referendum process. Importantly, both sides have said the moderator should come from the Pacific.
Within the context of the moderator, I believe he will guide us as to the completion of the ongoing long struggle for the people of Bougainville for independence.
And it has been a long struggle. Independence is a sensitive issue in Bougainville and for Papua New Guinea. Bougainville has a fractured past. In the 70s and 80s, mining brought enormous wealth to the island region. The then world's largest open pit mine at Panguna accounted for almost half of PNG's exports. But soon tensions emerged over environmental damage and the uneven distribution of wealth, as thousands of workers from PNG flocked to Bougainville. A decade-long civil war broke out that killed as many as 20,000 people, and only ended with a carefully negotiated peace agreement in 2001.
After 10 years of conflict and 3 years of peace negotiations, the Bougainville War is officially over.
That paved the way for the 2019 vote, with 98% of people voting in favour of independence.
It has been a long, tiring journey, and we have now come to the end of the line.
But since then, questions have lingered as to what independence would actually look like. And there are constitutional complexities, meaning lawmakers in Port Moresby are urging patience.
Due process must flow in terms of national consultation.
Bougainville lacks the basic services and infrastructure required to be an effective sovereign state. And at the moment, there is no viable economy outside of mining.
Will independence be possible without Panguna mine? I don't think it is possible.
There's thought to be billions of dollars of copper and gold still in the ground at the now-shut Panguna mine. Talks about reopening it are ongoing, but the same old issues around the environment and wealth distribution remain.
This hole is cause of many thousands of people's death.
Regardless, for many here, a political settlement that is anything other than full independence could provoke backlash. Even here, China and geopolitics loom large. President Toroama met with US officials in Washington last year, trying to gather diplomatic and financial support, warning Beijing could step in to fill the gap. Australia, historically a mediator between PNG and Bougainville, says it's an internal matter for PNG. For now, this meeting could be a small step forward, the first in a long time.
The vote was for political independence and nothing less, nothing more.
To unpack all this, joining me now, we have our ABC Pacific PNG reporter, Belinda Kora. Hello, Bells.
Hello.
Now, Bells, you were at the joint supervisory meeting. How significant is the agreement to include a UN moderator from the Pacific in this process?
A very important question, Johnson, and it's been actually in debate for the last couple of years and the last couple of months as well. So yesterday's resolution for a moderator to be actually inside the process eventually after the terms of reference is put up is a milestone in the process itself, in seeing that there is a win-win on both sides, and of course a positive result at the end.
So can we take a look at the key issues that the two sides are in disagreement over? What are those?
There were issues of economic challenges, of course, benefit sharing of resources. It was important on both sides that despite the Constitution highlighting how important it was for the ratification to take place on the floor of Parliament, of the PNG Parliament, how that is supposed to happen was something that was missing. And I should say that is how it highlights the importance of the moderator, which has now been a resolution from yesterday, and hopefully can look into that process for both sides.
Now, Bougainville says it wants to be independent by 2027. Now we have some new pledges. What happens next? Are we actually any closer to a concrete pathway forward?
I guess what is important, and from covering this process from peace agreement, from the crisis to peace agreement, and of course the referendum in 2019 to today, 2024, where we have continued JSB meetings, it is important to have an open dialogue, I should say, and also trying to look at ways in resolving these sections of the Constitution, of course, of the process itself. I believe we may have a positive outcome in what the President of ABG is expecting.
Thank you for that, Bowles. I just want to quickly change tack for a little bit and touch on the latest Reporters Without Borders Index, which ranks countries in terms of media freedom. Now, when it comes to the Pacific, our most populous country, PNG, has slipped from 59th in 2023 to 91st place this year. Now, you're also the Secretary of the PNG Media Council. Why do you think PNG's ranking has dropped?
Yes, it has been a very question that a lot of media houses and, of course, the public itself that has been following news in Papua New Guinea have been also asking, as the Secretary and a long-time Secretary for the Media Council here, and, of course, a long-time journalist in Papua New Guinea. It is a big concern. It shows and it highlights challenges that still remain, challenges of quality of reporting, media code of ethics, retention rates in many of the newsrooms. The drop in itself indicates there still needs to be more work to be done.
That's all we have time for, Belinda. Thank you so much for joining us.
No worries, Jonathan. Thanks for having me.